Okay, so we've seen people do kata, and my observation, together with many teachers around the world, we observe people doing kata, and modern kata today looks very fancy. It looks amazing. It's beautiful. It's built for show. But real kata is not built for show. Real kata is meaningful defense. It's about protecting yourself from harm and injury. Okay, for instance, let me give you an example, right? So, do the movement of Seipai, the first movement of Seipai. Okay, so from here he steps back and up, out, extend, and back. Okay, thank you. So that is the first movement of Seipai. What does that mean? You know, I've observed other people do it, and there are ridiculous methods, meaning to that movement. So much so that when I look at it, it's not to embarrass another teacher, but to say, this poor guy doesn't know what he's teaching because it has no meaning. Right? We've seen people do a shuto to break somebody's collarbone, for instance. You know, it's all ridiculous stuff. So what is the meaning of that? When you look at most of the kata that we do in Goshin or Gojukai or anything related to Miyagi Sensei's methods, most of the kata begins with hand release. Hand release, right? Releasing from an attack. So what are we doing here? In that movement that you saw Xian do, I'm going to get Xian to grab my hand, right? So grab the hand. So we'll just stand over on this side so they can see, right? So he's grabbed my hand. Now, there's many methods of freeing yourself from a hand grip. I can take the person down, I can break the elbow, I can literally break the elbow, right? I can put them into a lock and many other things. So, this Seipai is about hand release, and it's the way you hand release, the way you do it, right? So, I will release myself from this grip. Now, the reason for that movement, you notice in Seipai, as Xian did it, he stepped away. He went back, right? He went back. So when we do that, we are pulling the shoulder, right? Like that, pulling the shoulder, right? So when the shoulder is pulled, they are weak. When the shoulder is square, this lateral muscle can tighten this arm like that, right? But the moment you pull the shoulder, no matter how much you try, you can't tighten this. So that's why we step back, to pull, right? So we pull the opponent and away. Now see what happens to my hand. Can we just turn around this way so we all observe this, right? So I pull to weaken the shoulder, weaken the shoulder. So, and at the same time, I do this. Okay? To there. And then, yeah. It's impossible for him to hold me, right? It's impossible. But if he was holding me with the other hand, right? So it's the same kind of thing. So in the Seipai kata itself, it's defense against a reverse grip. Right? So I pull to weaken the shoulder. I pull this arm to here. Like that. Right? Now watch. As I get up to the top, I turn it like this. Now if he's holding here, I drop this. And then with these fingers, I stick it in his throat. So that is the movement of Seipai. That is it's not breaking somebody's shoulder or some ridiculous move, right? It is application against a real attack.